Alright, what up guys? Finally have the 30 tactics and instructions. I'm going to show you what I rocked to get to 30. Initially, I had Lozano here on 8 chem, but I just got Rashford from the 86 plus, so currently using him instead, and I'm chilling on about like, I think, yeah, around 4 million coins, so this is pretty much my team until Team of the Year, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, um, let's get into it. So I used 442 for the vast majority of the weekend. I would say like 95% of the weekend league I used this formation. Basically, the defensive style is balanced. No point trying anything else. It's terrible. Don't need to explain. Unless you're losing, constant pressure is fine. Balance is the wave. With 4, as for your defense, you don't want your midfield and fullbacks and just in pretty much general everyone. You don't want them too wide, but you don't want them too narrow to the point where like they can exploit the wing. So 4 is perfect for me. That's what I find that works best for me. Depth, I'm rocking on 4 as well. You don't want it too high to where you're getting through balled like it's through ball city, and then you don't want it too low where you hardly touch the ball and your opponent is just making you kind of sit back, park the bus. So yeah, I use 4-4 on pretty much every formation of mine, and it's what I enjoy and what seems to work for me. So the offensive style I have on balance right now. Um, Fast build up, I think. Long ball possession, not a fan of any of them. Long ball could be good for when you're seeing out a game, but for the most part, I wouldn't recommend using it. The width I have is on 5 because it's your offensive width, and basically what this means is it's the positioning on the map of the team. So if I have it on 10, I can't play down the middle. And if I have it on 1, I can't play down the wing. So 5 is perfect. You get a mixture of both. It's more variety in attack. It'd be illogical to use anything else. So I think 5 or 4 is perfect. It's up to you. I prefer 5. Players in box. This is pretty much how many people you send in the box from when there's an opportunity for them to get in. I have mine on 4 because that's, like I said, it works for me. 5, you'd have a lot of people blasting in, like your center mids, your fullbacks, your wingers, and you don't want that. That's for when you're losing games and you need a goal. But 4 is perfect. It's your wingers and your 2 strikers that will just make their way inside the box, and that's pretty much what I enjoy the most on the players in box. So corners, I think it's as 3, I believe, generically. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have mine on 2. And if you have one tall player, it's not a necessity to have this on anything other than 2, just because you don't want to get countered if you don't win the header, or if you win it and it doesn't result in a goal. But I have mine on 2 simply because I have Ruud Gullit at the front post, and he wins most of the headers and scores. So if you have someone like Pogba, Sissoko, Sergio Ramos, they can do the same thing. High, good jumping, even Ronaldo. So 2 is fine. And same for free kicks. You don't really need them to be on 4 or 5 unless you're trailing and you're just whipping the ball inside the box. But let's get into the instructions. So I'm rocking currently getting behind and stay forward on my Neymar and João Felix. It's pretty much, I think, the best option because you want them to make those runs behind the fullbacks, behind the center backs, and just pretty much as it says, get in behind. On my defensive support, I have them on stay forward because I don't need them to help me defend. I want them for the fast break. Pretty much like in basketball, you need them on that fast break. As soon as you get the ball, you want them to, start sprinting. And then my wingers, I have Rashford on comeback on defense because you want that midfield nice and compact when you're when you lose the ball. And then I have the support runs on getting behind. Essentially what this does is you have them making runs behind the fullbacks and even the center backs sometimes, so it's really nice. I like it. And then as for the support on crosses, I have on get in the box for cross because, like I mentioned earlier, that players in box, if you have this on get in, they'll make those runs, and you can do an R1 square cross from the right side to the left and vice versa. And if you don't know what that is, I suggest you start using it. It's a pretty broken way to get the ball to your other winger or even striker. So midfield, I think these two positions are the most important in this formation because it's basically the pivot of the formation. So you want one midfielder who's semi-short and can defend, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. And then you want who's more attacking oriented. So my defensive one is Conte. I have him on stay back, cover center. I don't want him in the attack, and I want him to just stay in that central position of the pitch. My wingers and fullbacks have the wide position, so pretty much self-explanatory. If you just want him to stay there. Hullet. If you're on a budget and you don't have the luxury to get Hullet, don't worry. Save coins, get 85 Blanc, get in from Renato Sanchez. Same thing. Blanc, amazing. You want him to stay back. Renato Sanchez, you want him to, be my Hullet. So you'd want him to, leave this on balanced and then cover center. And you'll basically run the midfield. I don't have Hullet on stay back for that reason because he's just so good. And when he gets inside the box, it's just a threat. So kind of overloads your opponent, and he doesn't expect that many people running at him. But also when you lose the ball, Mbappe and Rashford come back fairly quickly, so it's pretty nice. Then for Mbappe, I have the same exact instruction as Rashford. With what's most important is that get in behind and get into the box or cross, so you can do those R1 square crosses and basically just get the ball from one half of the pitch to the other. And then fullbacks, I have stay back overlap. I use overlap because it helps me overload my opponent. So if he's tracking my winger, my fullback will run in behind, and then he'll be forced to switch in at least one area of the pitch open. I think it's pretty useful. If you're not using it, I suggest you use it, and it's not been a big deal in terms of when I lose possession. I've not been getting countered, so I can say I'm quite fond of this. So, and then I used this when I'm drilling sometimes. This is pretty standard stuff for depth 4. So this is my first attempt. If I'm down a goal and I can't create an attack, this is what I'm running. So Mbappe on get in behind, João Felix on get into the box, balanced on these three, get into the box. And then I have Hullet, balance, cover center, Conte, stay back, cover center, fullback, stay back, overlap. So, pretty simple stuff. Nothing extravagant, honestly. It's pretty basic formation and tactics. And then, these should be flip-flopped. This is actually my trailing formation. This is my ultra defensive formation right here. I have my players in box this high when I'm seeing out of the game because if I'm running down the line and I have a chance, I want someone else to be there with me. So I actually find it helps me a lot. So like when my opponent's team pressing me and I'm breaking out of it, I'm pretty much running a 5v3 at him. So it's like, it's super clutch and I can outnumber him on the break from when I'm seeing out the ball from his team press. As for the instructions, I have get in behind on the number 9, and then on all 3 players here, I have come back, get into the box, and then I have Hullet and Conte on stay back, cover center, and then João Felix and Ferland Mendy on overlap, stay back. So pretty simple stuff. Nothing extravagant, like I said. And the last formation is kind of like, if I'm losing, let's full send it until like the 75th minute where I'll pause it and I'll go 3-4-1-2, and then everything like this will be all the way up, but it's not a necessity. I use this for about 15 minutes from the 60th to probably 75th, 80th, 15-20 minutes, and this is what it is. Get in behind, come back on João Felix, and then get in the box and balanced on the wingers, and then Conte stay back, cover center, and then hold it on just balance cover center, and then João Felix and João Cancelo and Ferland Mendy on a stay back overlap. So pretty simple stuff. And when I'm losing, I'll just go into when I'm losing with like 10 minutes left, and this isn't working, I can't score, I'm going to a 3-4-2-1, just like this, and everyone bomb forward, constant press, 10 depth. If I lose, I lose. If I end up equalizing, then hey, we did it. But that's pretty much it, boys. If you enjoyed this, if you decide to try it, please let me know in the comments. Your feedback's appreciated. If you want to drop a follow on all my socials, pretty close to 50k on Instagram, I think 22k on Twitter, and 7k on Twitch, so I'll leave that below, and 1k on TikTok. So if you guys want to support the channel, do it please, it helps a ton. And pretty much sums it up. If you want to drop a sub, go ahead, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.